All right. Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this evening with a special live examination. And what we're doing tonight is barrel aged porters and stouts. And joining me to the right here is Mr. Miscellaneous Brew Reviews, Miscellaneous Magnus, Drew. I don't know. A man that goes by many names. Welcome in, Drew. Good to have you here. And of course, below me, the one and only Michael Kormaroff. Got the legendary stash going. We love it.
Great to be here, John.
And I just realized we don't have our.
Yeah, we're out here swinging in the breeze. There we go.
Get the names up there. Make it official. You got the Stout King, Miscellaneous Brew Reviews, and yours truly. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with you, Miscellaneous. We'll just go ahead around and everybody show what they've got.
Doing the pour and everything?
Yeah, if you want to do the pour.
No, I don't know. It's been so long.
Show us what you've got, pour it, and then we'll go through real quick, and then we'll come back around and get aromas and flavor on the next go.
Cool. Wow. All right, so yeah, today I've got the Stouts Brewing. They're Black Butte XXXVI. This is a chocolate and peanut butter porter. It's their 36th year anniversary. Beer comes in at 11.4% ABV. Yeah. It's slightly over a year old. First dark beer I've ever had from this company. I've been trying to chase this beer down for a while. So.
Okay. Yeah, they sell a lot of their IPAs up here. We don't get a ton of their darker stuff. Cheers, Bumpy. I thought you were on the other live stream, but if you're around and you want to hop on, just let me know. I can send you the link.
So yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Is that sediment in the bottom? Is that sediment in the bottom of the glass?
No, that's not sediment.
Oh.
That's lazy glass action right there.
All right. Michael, we'll go to you. What do you got tonight?
Okay, this was produced in October of 2016. And it's a Russian Imperial Stout, barrel-aged on champagne yeast. So it should be interesting. And I think a lot will be told when the top pops off about issues which are possible. But we'll be optimistic.
Hopefully not. Yeah, 2016, that's what, not 9 years.
Just under 9. Listen for the sound. It's coming off. I've already moved it. So you know how you get the feel when it starts coming up? The top is getting ready to come. Here it goes.
Oh, all right.
I think that's a good sound.
That's a successful pop right there.
That was a good sound. And just to show you how I'm planning on keeping the carbonation tonight, I have my trusty Chandon Domain top. You know, the top you put over the bottle?
Oh, yeah.
So I have that ready to put on top. But let's see. Something like this, I think I should do a side pour because it's not like it's let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, with the champagne yeast, you got to be careful. That thing might just go right.
We don't want to upset it. So far, it's looking good going in. I don't know. Can you see it?
Can you hold it up a little bit more or I guess you can see the top of the glass there. Still not seeing the beer just yet. There we go. Oh, well, I got a little glimpse.
All right.
Now
I'm not going to fill it. Yeah. It's a big glass, so I'm just going to cap that over here and stick that on the floor out of the way.
So hold up. Hold up.
This is what it looks like.
There you go.
So 11%, decent head. I mean, beige, right? Is that what you'd say that is?
Yeah. Tan to beige, yeah.
I'm not going to give a nose on it yet. This is what it looks like.
All right. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and pour mine up really quick, and we'll get into this. Very exciting beers tonight. So, I've got a beer from Weldworks Brewing. I think they're out of Colorado. Greeley, Colorado. This is the 2025 Coconut Medianoche bourbon barrel aged stout. Clocks in at 12.6% alcohol. So really quick, I'm going to go through this. This is aged in 9 different bourbon barrels for over 28 months in each barrel, and then it's kind of blended together. And I couldn't believe the barrels that this is aged in. So 11-year Dickel bourbon, 15-year Sazerac rye whiskey barrel, 10-year Blanton's bourbon barrels, 10-year Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels, 9-year Stag Junior bourbon barrels, which is one of the best bourbons I've ever had. It's been years since I've had it, but that is one of the best bourbons I've ever had. 7-year Weller bourbon barrels, which is a good wheated bourbon. And then the kicker here, a 15-year-old Old Fitzgerald bourbon barrel, which is like incredible. And then it says, after weeks of meticulous blending, this Imperial Stout is aged on our signature mix of toasted coconut flakes and unsweetened raw coconut chips. And there you go. All right. Let's pour it up. So a lot going on with this thing. Holy moly. Okay. Motor oil. No.
That's about what I was expecting. You get no head on that thing.
Nothing. Not even it didn't even try to form a head. It's like,
oh, it's glass stainer.
Zero. Oh my God. Look, you could see the holy cow. Yeah, no head whatsoever. Okay. Let's go around and get aromas because I'm already smelling mine, and or just like from pouring it in the glass, it's like a distillery over here. All right. So we'll do aroma and initial, flavors and everything. I'm going to pull Miscellaneous up here so he can get us started. And we've got, here's your beer. All right, go for it.
All right, man. So, yeah, I had about a 1.5 finger cocoa colored head. Still got a little bit hanging in there. Initial aromas. You get that bourbon barrel comes through. It's pretty clear. It's got a good whiskey nose on it. Slight chocolate. Peanut butter's subtle, but it's there. It doesn't smell off. We'll find out when we taste it. That's pretty much it. I wouldn't say it's a real sharp booziness. Just that whiskey barrel shines through that nice oaky character. It's still fairly cold. I probably pulled it out 10 minutes ago. So let's get into it. Cheers, y'all.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to Bart Robinson in the chat. Haven't heard from him in a while. Good to see you, Bart. And Craig over at Kent Beer Reviews over in the UK. Cheers, John and all. Cheers to you, Craig.
Well, it's got a full body to it. Full body. Silky smooth, viscous. Not too sticky. Not overly boozy. I will say that. It's got nice vanilla hints in it. Getting a roasty chocolate. Not really. The peanut butter's there. It's so light and subtle. It kind of lets the beer kind of shine through. You don't get that weird chemical peanut butter either.
Right. Yeah.
That's, oh boy. Not really too oaky. As strong as the barrel presence was on the aroma, not too present flavor wise. Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like it's I don't want to say it's a metallic taste. I feel like it's a water profile, something that I'm not quite used to.
Yeah.
But other than that, this is pretty good. They hit that 11.4 pretty good in there. This is it tastes almost like, I don't know, like you get some of those 6%. Like chocolate peanut butter porters and stouts, it's almost got that. If it didn't have that barrel edge to it, this would be dangerous. Alex would love this.
Does it drink more like? I mean, it's a porter, but does it drink basically like a stout? You said it was kind of like pretty full body.
Yeah. I mean, I think if somebody put this in front of you, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference in style-wise like that. Just me personally.
Okay. Yeah, like I've had some barrel-aged porters before where because they're lighter body, they're not as thick as like a traditional stout would be. And they're barrel-aged, like the booziness comes across too strong because there's not enough body to support the barrel aging. But it sounds like they kind of hit it right with that one. So
they did. I was surprised on the mouthfeel myself. I haven't drank in a porter in a while, so but yeah, I'm content with this. It's tasty. It's nothing. I'm interested to see what you guys got going on.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep sipping on it. Come back around shortly.
I'm sure some flavors will envelop once it warms a bit.
Yeah.
Nice. Get to pick it apart a little bit more.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's the good thing about these.
For openers, I'm very impressed that the head is staying exactly as it was when I poured it, and you're getting. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
You're getting nice lacing around the top, so that. It never was higher than this, so it wasn't like the head receded. It's exactly the same. Let me get a nose on it. The main smell you're getting really heavily is the bourbon. This is a Russian Imperial Stout, but it is bourbon barrel aged. And the main thing I'm getting is the bourbon. Let's see. There has to be more than that in it. I'll have to just get it. Getting a little bit of the roast. So maybe that's a little bit of coffee kind of thing, or it could be the hops also. I'm not sure, but there's a little bit of the roast as well. There's a sweetness that I'm getting. Is this a Hulk Hogan mustache? Is that what they're saying?
He does. Yeah. Bumpy was saying it looks like you're paying tribute to the Hulkster with the mustache.
I grew it before he died, so probably not. But whatever. I'm getting. Let's see. A little bit of like oak, some barrel. That's about it. So I guess it's reached the time. Cheers, everybody.
Time to drink it. Cheers, Michael.
Wow. Okay, so now I can see the champagne yeast in this and what it did, and that's been 9 years, whatever. This. For 11%, and I guess the champagne yeast is still active in here because what it's done is now there's kind of like a fizzy taste to it in the carbonation. The carbonation is fizzy. In a lot of imperial stouts, you get how would I describe it? So this is more medium bodied than full bodied. It's not a thick. This is not a thick. Sometimes you get syrupy, viscous products. This is not that. So this is more medium bodied and almost like a fizziness in it. You can hardly taste the alcohol. I wouldn't know that this is 11%. This tastes more like 8%.
So the carbonation, being that it's a 2016 bottle, you would say it's held up very well?
Extremely. And Miss Lays, I have another bottle too, so now we'll keep that at least for another year. I figure if it's held up this well at 9, it can make it to 10.
It can make it a full 10, yeah. Round it out.
Why not? I have never been super thrilled with Brooklyn Brewing on the whole, to be honest with you. They've had some good beers through the years that I haven't minded, but these were interesting because they were the champagne bottles. Since the later ones that have come out in cans, I think, with 4 roses, and I wasn't impressed with that at all. I thought it was okay.
I can still find bottles of that.
That's an interesting. You bring up the 4 roses. Does it specify on the label what bourbon barrels that they aged that year in?
Let's see. Let's see what it says. There is a description here. Brooklyn Black Ops.
Cheers, Shane.
The fourth quarter of 2016. So that's why he said October. Let's see if it tells you which bourbon barrels. No, it just tells you bourbon barrels in general. It doesn't specify. Now, maybe if you did more research, maybe there's a way to find out.
Oh, it's 2016. It says vintage. I'm on Untapped right now. It says Black Ops 2016 vintage of Black Ops 4 Roses small batch.
Okay, so there's 4 roses in this too.
Okay.
I don't know how this is just what Untapped saying. I don't know if that's 100% legit. But.
One of my problems with the ones in the cans were I felt that they had a carbonation issue. And I don't know if it's the way the cans were filled or what the story was. So I was not thrilled. And I figured if nothing else, you do have the advantage with these cork bottles that if it holds up, and so far, maybe it's gone down a little bit. Maybe it's not, but it's pretty similar though, right? The head's still holding up pretty well. It hasn't gone away. And John, the no head variety, you're pretty sure you're not going to generate any by shaking it around.
I poured it. Yeah. And I poured it kind of aggressively. You can see though on the glass, there's like grit. Like, I don't know if that's like from the malt, from the barrel, but there's like, it looks like sand.
Okay, so I'm getting bourbon in the flavor. I'm getting a little bit of oak. I'm getting some dark fruit, maybe figs or dates in the taste. But it's funny, the carbonation is holding all the flavors together well. So I'm very happy the carbonation is good because that's very important. And it's 11%, so it's not the highest type imperial stout you're going to come across, but it's big enough that. But I'm very happy with it. I'll keep sipping on it and might have some further things as it warms up a little bit.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll pull myself up here. So what I'm drinking is a beer from, we already know that. The Weld Works beer. I haven't even really had anything to drink yet. I'm sober. Okay. So, yeah, you can see now that I'm... You see what I'm talking about there? The little flecks of the residue there on the side of the glass.
You're going to be in the bathroom tomorrow.
So just first impressions, just like from the appearance and not pouring with any head, and then the sand kind of residue on the side of the glass there. Kind of a little bit of a letdown just with the appearance anyway. But I will say the aroma, definitely getting a lot of barrel. It's hard to really, it just smells like a bourbon barrel aged stout. When you've got that many different barrels, I'm hoping that on the flavor, when I taste it, it's gonna all come together, and the people that blended this beer together knew what they were doing. But it just smells like a really nice bourbon barrel aged stout. I'm not detecting anything that would let me know that this has been aged in a lot of different barrels. It just smells like a bourbon barrel aged stout. I'm also getting some dark chocolate and a little bit of the roasted malt coming through, like some toasty bready notes, and a little bit of toffee as well. And with the barrel aging, you typically, I'm definitely getting the oak, and there's a like slight sweet vanilla aroma, and that's about it. It smells good, but it smells like a lot of bourbon barrel aged stouts. There's nothing that really stands out with the aroma. So let's go ahead and get into it. Cheers.
Cheers, John.
I'd say the only thing you probably would be able to discern that was the one rye. That would be the only different one.
Wow. Okay. So the flavor is much less disappointing. A lot of dark fruit, like fig, date, plum, tobacco right up front as well, like sweet tobacco. Little bit of a dark cherry note too. That now that I took that first sip and I smell it, I'm picking up the dark cherry on the aroma. Sometimes you have to take that first sip and it kind of, hits the sinuses and hits the nostrils differently. Big time tobacco notes on that second sip. So the tobacco is kind of building. It's very smooth. The one thing, though, I will say that's already a little bit disappointing. I mean, the flavor is fantastic, but it is flat and there is no carbonation at all with this. If they could get a little bit of carbonation with this, I know there's a lot of barrel aging and a lot of blending and stuff, but if they could find a way to amp up the carbonation a little bit, I mean, hell, force carb it or something. Put it in the bottle and, like.
Yeah, I've had bigger beers than that were fizzly.
Get a little carbonation
Yeah.
or something.
It's a very lackluster pour, and I was like, "What? No head."
Let's see if I can. Let me just try something real quick.
Yeah, develop your own carbonation.
Let's see if we can get a little.
The dregs from the bottom.
I know. We'll see.
Well, there wasn't enough in there that him shaking it up is going to make it explode. So what do you have to lose?
No.
You got a little head? Not much.
No. Not really. I mean,
that is one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Shane
like
Fudge,
very rare do you ever see that.
Shane Fudge thinks your top is coconut chunks.
It's a good guess.
Maybe it does have.
Does it have any coconut?
Yeah, so I didn't mention the coconut yet. I hadn't gotten to that. There is a little bit of coconut. But,
so that could be coconut pieces that were mixed up when they made it.
Yeah, I guess it could be. It does have raw and toasted coconut in it. We're going to assume that that's what that is for peace of mind, So, yeah, there is a little bit of the coconut as well. I mentioned vanilla on the aroma. That could also be, I'm interpreting it as vanilla, but that sweet toasted coconut, vanilla, very similar. Loads of like dark roasted malt, dark chocolate as well. But it is sweet. I mean, it's not quite like pastry stout dessert sweet, but it's got a lot more thickness than what I would typically gravitate towards with my stouts. The best thing this stout has going for it is the flavor profile with all the bourbon barrel aging and the dark fruit and the tobacco and the toffee and the dark chocolate. I mean, it's really nice.
Is it boozy?
No, it's not. It's really not boozy. It's thick and almost syrupy. It's hard to really. I wish the rye barrel kind of came through a little bit more too. Like if there was a little bit of like a spice kick to cut through some of the other stuff, like the caramel and the sweet vanilla and the toast and the coconut is on the sweeter side too. I feel like that would have been nice. I guess my favorite part about this stout is the tobacco notes that I was getting right up front. You get that a lot of times with the Bourbon County, that sweet tobacco note that complements the dark fruit. So it's got a little bit of that going on, but while I'm talking about Bourbon County, I would just, I'd rather have Bourbon County, and it's $10 cheaper for the Bourbon County than it is for this. This was, like $25 for the bottle. And it is, I mean, I can understand the price point based off of all of the different barrels that I mentioned, but for something that obviously took a lot of time to make, they really kind of dropped the ball with the carbonation, and the beer could have used a little bit more balance. Maybe more roasted malt character would have given you that slight astringent note to kind of make it a little less sweet. But if you like the sweeter stouts, you'd like this. It's like I said, it's not quite dessert, like pastry stout sweet, but it is on the sweeter side. I feel like this would probably, and how I love coconut stouts, but I feel like with all the different barrels that this was aged in, I feel like this one would have probably been better just as a straight barrel-aged stout. The toasted coconut and the raw coconut, I think maybe that was just a little too much. It would have just been better as a standalone, just no additives other than just the barrel aging, I think would have been better. But I'll keep sipping on it, and as it warms up, maybe it'll develop a little bit, maybe balance out some more, but we'll see. In the meantime, let's go to the comments really quick. Shane, coconut chunks. That's probably what it is. And then Michael, we got Ian in the chat. Says hi,
Hey,
folks.
Ian, how you doing?
All right. So yeah, we'll just kind of go back around and no particular, just anything you want to add to your, as the beer is warmed up a little bit, as you keep sipping on it, if you're noticing any different flavors and anything at all that you want to mention. Your head. I wish I had that.
I just regen.
Yeah, but see, I shook mine in the actual bottle. There's no hope. No hope for head on this thing.
That's the wildest pour I've ever seen.
Yeah. Here's Josh. Last beer in the chat.
I will say I am noticing like a bit more of a sharp alcohol hit coming out. The chocolate peanut butter's kind of died down.
Oh, goodness. Got your elbow tattooed today. Josh, you got to be running out of body parts to tattoo there. Goodness gracious. Elbow. That sounds very painful. A lot of nerve endings in the elbow.
I will say also a lot of the chocolate and peanut butter note fell off of this. It's subtle. Like you still get that slight chocolate peanut butter. The vanilla is still pretty dominant in the nose. But I just wish it was a little bit more with roasted malty or something. It's a little lackluster in that department. I'm not getting any, like, if I get some type of darker, some bready notes out of it. And yeah, it's got to be the water profile. That's tasting a little different to me. I'm also I can pick it up in the aroma as well, but really not off-putting.
Okay.
I would have liked to, and I would have rather tried, like, kind of like you said, like a non-adjuncted version of this.
Yeah.
And see what they're actually working with. And there's a slight bitterness at the end. Not too heavy, but kind of balances out that little bit of sweetness. Not too bad. I don't know if I'd pick this particular one up again, but maybe if I was there.
Yeah.
Try it on tap, but
I had to get the wet wipe out, like just the little bit that I had to like wipe off the glass, my hands got really.
The ants are going to be all out there tomorrow. I've seen that.
Well,
I could see when you took a sip of on it. It was like you could.
Yeah.
John, you mentioned you paid $25 for yours, obviously recently, since it's a 2025. This was $20 in 2016. So I don't think the beer prices had gotten that high then. So this was very expensive in that era in 2016. But it was, Brooklyn's best thing. So I figured, how could I go wrong? The other one was gifted to me by somebody. I don't know which one, if this was the one that was gifted or this was the one I bought, but because they're exactly the same. They have exactly the same quarter, the same lot number. So I don't know which was which. But I looked to see how inflationary that was. It's only $21.10 now. So inflation really hasn't affected us that much. Of it's only $1.10 more in 2025. But there's no more bottles. Miscellaneous says he sees some, but those are from older years because they don't make bottles anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still a couple of them floating around in there. Yeah, this was $7.99. I mean, it's a 12-ounce bottle, but I mean that's way cheaper than what Prairie's bringing to the table. Those $12 barrel aged beers.
Prairie they think very highly of their beer.
Either they're doing it really good or they ain't. That's all I can tell you about Prairie. It seems like, like Boulevard had that couple like good years where it's like boom, they were putting out a bunch of stuff and it was fantastic, and then just kind of like fell off again.
It seems that since 2016 there are so many more barrel aged stouts out there now that if Brooklyn wanted to compete, they would have to come up with something different, because I don't think you could just bring this out in a bottle again and expect to get $20 for it. That's just how I feel in comparison in the present market. I'm not unhappy I bought it because it's really good. I'm enjoying it. The champagne, yeast probably is affecting the carbonation, because that's what's keeping it. It's still, the head is still maintaining, and you're getting good lacing, and it's allowing the flavors, I think, to hold up together, which is important. But it's mostly bourbon forward. That's the main flavor. There's some of the other stuff very more secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I'm getting anything else. I got a little bit of that dark cherry too.
How does the Black Ops compare? I know you've had some older bottles of the black chocolate stout too. I know that one's not barrel aged, but I remember having some older years of the black chocolate stout, and it almost presents as a barrel aged beer if you let it sit for like 2 or 3 years. Do you have a preference, that one versus?
Well, I think this is probably better because it is barrel aged than that, but that's very good. That is very good. Ian has years and years of that in his basement collection, and he could compare them if he wants to.
Yeah.
I
remember I had a 2018 or a 2019 black chocolate stout, and it was probably 3 or 4 years old. This is a couple years ago when I had it. And I remember thinking to myself, this is a barrel-aged stout. It has all of the, like the way that it was cellared, or the, something about the way that it was aged, or just the beer itself. Like, it tasted like it had been sitting in bourbon barrels. It created that effect with age, and I thought it was fantastic. I think I mean, if I rated it, I probably would have given it like a 97 or a 98, and that's for a non-barrel aged stout. But it aged like a barrel aged stout.
Ian says he has some 2014 left that have 12 years or 11 years on.
Yeah. Michael, did you see our buddy Gabriel Salai in the chat?
Always nice to see Gabe.
Yeah.
So I am enjoying this, and I'm happy that I bought it, and I'm happy I have another one. I mean, I'm not totally whatever, but I would not search this out, Miss Lanes. I wouldn't buy any of the bottles of this, because you can do as well for your money on other stuff, and I'm sure it would be at least $20. It might be more. They might think it's like a relic kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what that sounds about right. Probably between the $16 to $20 range.
I mean, if you find it on a $5 table, I would buy all of it they have. But it's only in Louisiana do they have weird stuff like that. That Ron found something, or David Garlapede found something, which was outrageous.
I only see that at the ABC in Florida at the state-run liquor store. Well, they'll have the red cart out there, and it's just loaded down with all kinds of random stuff. And if you take the time to go through it, sometimes you can find some stuff.
Because they're trying to unload it. They don't want to keep it anymore, and they're willing to take a loss on an individual bottle. They're not afraid to get it out of there. For sure, but I wouldn't pay $20 for this now. If
Michael, I was gonna
don't buy IPAs from the bargain bin. That's all.
I won't say anything. I just scrolled back on the text, and maybe when we get to the end with the show and tell, but the beer that you bought 5 bottles of recently, I was very interested in.
Okay, I'll mention that so Miscellaneous can give his view on it, or anybody else.
If you have a bottle of it too close, you can grab. That would be cool.
I haven't gotten it yet. I just ordered it. It hasn't come yet.
Oh, what was how did you order it?
Through Sierra Nevada's 50% off sale.
I didn't know you could order from them and get it shipped directly to you. I thought you had to go.
No, they ship it, but there's shipping involved. They make you pay for the weight of coming cross country.
Okay.
If you want, I'll send you the link. But the bad thing is you have to do it through PayPal.
Oh,
that makes you double covered anyways, in case
which
they decide to rip you
means you have a PayPal fee that's tied in with it too. It's all right. Look, I still feel I did all right. I thought I was going to pay $12.50, and I ended up paying $14.30 a bottle. I still think it's a good price.
I mean, they're big bottles, if I remember correctly.
They're 22-ounce bombers, so it's more than just a 12-ounce beer. So,
a real bomber.
Last of the Mohicans. I think that's becoming a thing of the past.
So. I'm going to say that while I'm thinking about it, but we're sipping on our beers as mine is warming up a little bit. This is not getting better as it warms. It's getting a little cloying. Like the sweetness is intensifying. I'm really bummed out about this beer. I had such high hopes for this beer being all the great bourbons that I listed off at the beginning that this is aged in, including two of my favorite. I mean, the Old Fitzgerald 15-year and the Blanton, the Blantons, but the Stag Junior 10-year. This is getting cloying. It's the sweetness is intensifying, and I don't know if it's because of all the coconut in there or if it's because of. I mean, I would think it would have to be the coconut because there's no. I mean, other than the coconut, it's just a bourbon barrel aged stout, and I don't know what else would make it thick like this either, unless
John, what I'm thinking is maybe when you barrel age it with so many different ones, they counteract each other. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it is, but is it possible the different bourbons counteracted each other somehow? I don't know. I can't tell you.
I like to see what the calories are on that bottle.
I already feel like I've gained 5 pounds.
Okay, now, John, as time has gone on, miscellaneous, I'm down to just the head has gotten down to just the slim head. But it's been half hour since we opened it. It's been a half hour. That's not bad. You still have a little head on yours too.
You see the glass where it dripped out? It has solidified on the glass. The liquid that dripped down the side of the bottle there has solidified into a sticky. I mean, that's insane. I've never seen anything like that. It's like tree sap. It's crazy.
So there's something with the sweetness and that. Otherwise, it wouldn't do that on the side.
Yeah, I just looked again on the side of the label, and other than the raw, unsweetened coconut and toasted coconut chips, it doesn't say anything about added sweeteners or chocolate or any vanilla. So I don't know why it's so syrupy, so thick. I mean, I just pour the rest of it in the glass, and it is just the craziest thing.
All right, so it's doing the reverse. It's better cold. As it warms up, it gets
cloying. As it warms up, it gets sweeter and slightly cloying. And I'm gonna drink this whole thing because I paid $25 for the bottle.
You're not running out. You're not running out and buying another bottle.
No, and if you had asked me right when I took that first sip with the tobacco and the dark fruit flavors, this was going to be in the A range. I think we're out of the A range now, which I hate to say, but I don't think I'm going to be able to give this an excellent rating as I was hoping to.
As we've discovered, you have to drink the whole thing to decide what it is, and if it goes downhill, it's going to lose points. I mean, it just can't hold on. Whatever.
We've got Canada and the UK in the chat. I haven't seen Milford in forever. He's up there in Canada, and definitely not for. I'd rather buy 2 bourbon counties all day. Any other? Yeah, it's too bad. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give this an 80.
Damn.
B-. This is one of the lower. This is probably the biggest disappointment as far as a barrel-aged stout, considering the amount of
what they're working with.
High quality bourbon barrels that they mention on the label. This is such a letdown. The coconut is there's no reason to add anything to this beer. I think the coconut is what's making it too sweet and giving it that syrupy, just, cloyingly sweet attribute. It's a shame. The first 2 sips with the tobacco and the dark fruit were delightful, and then it immediately started going downhill from there.
I feel like
look at what the secondary pour did. It regenerated the head.
Got life.
And the carbonation factor is a big issue. It is flatter than.
I saw the color and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be." It was such a. I was like, "Oh man!"
And plus the stuff at the top, which didn't seem like a big deal, obviously was a big deal. That tied in with the way everything went.
Yeah,
it seems. But whatever. I'm sorry, John, because I guess we've all had these.
Hey, it happens. I'm glad your guys are better than mine. I'm gonna have to crack open another beer after this to like have something better, like to end on a high note. But yeah, this is
If you had like a Raspberry Creek or something to like mix with that, it'd probably be decent.
It started out promising. This would almost be like if I had a good Pilsner, I could like pour it in there to like give it some carbonation and lighten it up a little bit, kind of like a black and tan type of situation. But I don't have anything like that in the fridge. But yeah, it's just too much. I'll tell you who would love this beer though. Alex, the beer master, because he loves these thick, syrupy, sweet. Like he would absolutely love this. But it's just too much for me. I've been there, done that. And if I wanted something that kept getting sweeter and more cloying, then I would just buy a pastry stout. That's why I don't drink pastry stouts anymore. I can't.
Hey, John, my days with the pastry stouts is over. They're just
too sweet. It's kind of like you were telling me the other day.
There is such too much marzipan. I will say that there can be too much of that.
Ian says he'd probably like it too. He likes pastry stouts.
You might. It's definitely going to be, regardless of whether you like it or not, it's definitely going to be like a one and done because if you drink more than one of these, you're going to have.
That's why the small format stuff's rolled in because of stuff like that. You don't need 22 ounces of that. You get 8 ounces of that, you're good. You don't need more.
I mean, I'm good already. I don't even want the rest of this, but I'm not gonna. We're not wasting this.
See, they want to, Miss Lanes, they want to charge $25 if they put a 12-ounce bottle instead. They can't get $12 for it, and that's why they're gonna, whatever. I don't know. WeldWorks makes other things that are similar. I've never had anything from Weld.
Their IPAs are really good, like their Juicy Bits series, or if you find any like extra juicy bits.
I feel like I've had other styles from them. I've never had any stouts like this.
Sure.
Dark beer I have not seen from them.
There's one big one.
To be honest, it's typically IPAs what I see from that company.
Yeah. Okay. Colorado. Yeah. They make some okay beers out in Colorado. But they're not known. Colorado's more. Well, I mean, they make some good stouts, I guess, but this is just way too decadent for me.
Audrey thinks this is too bourbon forward, but again, everybody has a different opinion. Bourbon forward to me is a positive thing,
right?
But
Audrey might like the one. Like, does she like the sweet dessert, like German chocolate cake, that kind of thing?
Sometimes.
I was gonna say she might like something.
But she might find yours too cloying also, though. She doesn't really like really sweet.
This is kind of in the middle. This one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give this. We're not, for the second time tonight, we're not hitting the A range. I'm gonna go with an 88 on this one.
That's a B plus.
I don't really. You can grade it on whatever scale, but yeah, I just think it's an
that would be a B plus for me. I guess it could be a B depending on
it's a higher B. Yeah, I agree with that. If you brought this against some of the serious bourbon barrel aged hitters, they're gonna blow this thing off the face of the earth. No disrespect to this company. It's definitely better than what he's drinking apparently. It's not overly cloying. I just wish it had some more malt backbone to it. It's kind of almost like a one-trick pony. You're kind of like, boom, there it is, and that's pretty much it. Didn't really envelop anything too much. Just kind of brought out more of the flaws over time, but not bad. I will definitely, if I run across the Black Butte series, I will definitely gladly take another stab at it, but probably not the peanut butter.
So I'm going to have the only A in this group, but it's not world class. So I'm going to go with 95. It's still really good.
Yeah.
And I hope the second one, when I have it after 10 years, is at least as good as this, but I'm not guaranteed that. But I guess I'll be taking the risk because an extra year shouldn't hurt it.
See, I
No,
feel like
I think you made it over the point where you got to worry about spoiling. Now it's all like if it hasn't gone.
It's been refrigerated too. I had it in the
Yeah.
cellar in the earlier years, and then what I decided is maybe your refrigerator is actually as good a cellaring device as having it where the temperature doesn't vary, holding it at whatever refrigerator temperature is.
I mean, the only way you could go wrong with a beer like that, a cork and cage, is if you don't keep the cork wet. Because because most bottles, when they're corked, like even wines and vintage champagnes, they store them kind of at a forward angle where the liquid's always touching the cork. That way the cork doesn't dry out, air gets in and out, and it gets brittle and break.
That's how I have it in the refrigerator. They lean to the top. Because as you can see, if you look at this, the cork is completely, in really good shape. And that's it. So for $20 paid in 2016 to get a 95 in 2025 is actually okay. I mean, whatever.
No, that's in the mix.
You have to look, and Brooklyn, like I say, if you look at the different ones, they do make, like you say, the black chocolate stout. That's a good thing. They make IPAs, which are, as far as I'm saying, just average. I don't think that's their skill set. I once bought a sour from them. I can't even remember the name of it.
From Brooklyn?
Yeah, from Brooklyn.
I didn't know they had a.
It was no. Remember now, it's made here. So I went to an event, and they were. It's in my book somewhere, so I can actually look it up, and I could send you what it was called. And I didn't think that it was very good. In other words, I hope they don't go in doing more sours, because this was fairly bad.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like it was an 85. And to me, whatever. This is a specialty event. You go, they told you at this event it was going to be exclusive. It was exclusive for 2 days. And then after that, they shipped it all over the place. But again, we still had to pay the $20. They didn't lower the price, but there was no exclusivity. You got one free one with your entry into this event. And they gave you one free one. I think I bought another one. I think I bought two.
Sours are an expensive.
The corner store had definitely, and it's
because you can only brew that kind of stuff in there. Like once you brew a sour out of a kettle or whatever, you can't go and make any other kind of beer out of that. It changes the way the metal is, and it just doesn't work. Like if you make a sour out of that, you've literally designated that whole rig that's all you're gonna do.
It's funny. They do, if I'm not mistaken, I think they still do. Aren't all their bottled beers still brewed in Utica, New York at Saranac? No, they still don't brew the stuff you buy, the bottles, I don't think, and the cans in Brooklyn. Brooklyn was like an experimental place where they had specialty events. They obviously brewed some of this kind of stuff there. But
I haven't had a Brooklyn beer in years. I think when I first started getting into the craft, Brooklyn was always a really
guys, I hate to do it. I'm down to the bottom. It's just too. I'm gonna dump the.
I knew you were gonna pour it out. I knew it. There goes that 80. It's a drain pour.
It's a shame when a $25 beer becomes a drain pour.
Look at
that. Means
I dumped it.
You better rinse that thing out tonight. That shit will be like concrete in there tomorrow.
Look at the glass. It's discolored the glass.
John, I think you have to send it. You have to send an email to WeldWorks and tell them you're very disappointed in their beer and you expected more. Tell them that giving something a B that costs $25 a bottle has set you.
Don't give them too hard of a time. They might send you some free shit.
Yeah, that's true. Be nice. Tell them you wish it'd been better.
It's not a bad beer. I gave it an 8. I mean, a B-, but you got it. If I had kept it in the refrigerator the whole time, it would have been okay. But as it warms up, as beers warm, like that's why you drink malt liquor ice cold, because as it warms up, it becomes cloyingly sweet and disgusting. This is much like a malt liquor in the sense that it deteriorates instead of improves in quality as it warms. And a good barrel-aged stout should get better as it warms because the notes intensify in a good way. They don't become cloyingly sweet. So I don't know if it was. I don't know what it was. I'm going to guess that it was probably. You'll never hear me say this again, but too much coconut in the beer. Usually, I'm complaining there's not enough. When I have these coconut beers, they don't put enough coconut. I think they overdid it with the coconut on this one, and with all the all that was going on with the different.
It was gritty, I bet. Like between your teeth and stuff, you could.
No,
it
wasn't at all. It wasn't
weird.
that. I'm surprised. Based on the appearance, I thought it was going to be gritty. I didn't get any. It was very smooth all the way through, and I think the fact that it had zero. Actually, I think it had negative carbonation. It was just. I think that's. I didn't.
That contributed, I'm sure.
And yeah, I see your comment there, but it's an 80 when it's still relatively
small portions, folks.
As it warms, yeah. If you drink it at room temperature, you forget about it. It's going to be you might as well not even try to do it at that.
There you go. That's a beer to do a review with Alex. You can just taste it and then give the rest of it to him.
Yeah. Alex would love this, though. I 100% guarantee you Alex would love this beer. It's just way too sweet as it warms up. I poured one of these in the glass to rinse my palate out. This is a much better beer. And it's $9.99 for a 6-pack. I think I gave this one a 95 or 96. Rugged brown ale, 7.4%, 35 IBUs.
That's a dark brown ale.
Well, I think it looks darker because of the.
Oh, you poured it in that.
It absorbed the residue from the.
It's probably gonna make that beer better.
Yeah, but it really is a shame. You always hate when you spend, $20 plus a bottle and it ends up being a disappointment. But anybody that loves bourbon barrel aged stouts, they see that label and they look at all the different barrels that it was aged in. You just like, oh my God, your jaw drops. You're like, I gotta try this, and I'm glad I tried it. But it did have potential to be a really, really good beer, but the lack of carbonation and then just they went way overboard with the coconut. I guess that's the only thing I could think of that made it the way that it is. It's not really a drink.
You guys be nice.
It's a 22 ounce bomber bottle. Like if I had just had 6 or 8 ounces, I'd have been fine. It wouldn't have been a drain pour. I just can't stomach the whole bottle, Shane, because it's a big bottle and it's just very sweet. But so it's not a drain pour beer. It's just not I'm going to drink an entire 22 ounces of this sugary, diabetic concoction.
I've been there, bro. I've totally been there. This beer has become a chore.
Yeah.
On many occasions.
All right. Well, we're going on an hour. We'll do final thoughts and any show and tell if you got anything, Michael or Drew, with the any beers or events you want to talk about. Michael, do you want to talk about your Sierra Nevada?
I'm gonna put something up in a second. Then I'll talk. Drew, do you have anything to say?
No, like I said, not too much. Shout outs to who is over here in the chat.
Bumpy.
Shout out to Bumpy, man. Go check out his shorts he's been doing. He's on the road to 180. It's been interesting. He's been very close a couple times, and if you're the first person to comment 180 when he hits 180, you could win a free dartboard. It's a pretty nice one too. I've seen the same one he has. Other than that, shout out to Craig. Kent Beer Reviews. Been hanging out with the UK boys quite frequently lately.
Josh, Craig.
Josh. Always been good. Short and stout beer reviews. Sam Smalley, man, he's been cranking out the reviews, doing pretty good. Other than that, shout outs for me. Boy, it's getting closer. Tick tock. Be going to Boston.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about your trip up here.
Yeah.
That's right. Miscellaneous will be up in the Boston area in the flesh. We're going to get to hang out. He may very well be sleeping right here in this very shed. for a couple of nights.
That's so good. The hotels up there are expensive.
Yeah. Well,
But,
the closer you get to Boston, the more.
I know. I bet. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I've been
Miscellaneous,
cranking out some beer reviews a little bit lately too. So
I posted the beer on the top. Can you see it?
I can definitely see it there in the.
Where is it? Oh,
In
in
the
the private chat.
In the private chat.
It's just the
I don't know if I've had the one that was all three. I know I've had the
I'll tell
porter,
you.
and I know I've had the bourbon barrel one, but I don't know about the rum barrel.
See, I think the base
Give me
beer.
a
What
sec,
Sierra
Michael.
Nevadas? What Sierra
That's
Nevada?
still not a bad buy for 14. I think I was getting those for around like $16, $17 a piece.
That's what I thought. Even though I thought I was going to get it for $12.50, when the PayPal thing came back, there was a service charge. But that's life. When somebody else, when it's handled
different
through an administrator, there's always going to be a service fee. And you just, and I had it shipped to my daughter's house because we've had trouble with porch pirates.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you watch some of the stuff on TV, and
They're bad. I know.
that people with the mail. I don't know where it was, but they caught this guy, and he wishes they hadn't caught him, but he did escape. The police are looking for him now, but they roughed him up. And stealing people's mail is pretty low, but I'm sure it goes on.
That's federal. That's big time.
Yeah, you
go directly
to
to jail. Do not collect $100 type of thing there.
All right, hold on just a second. I'm going to share it this way.
I should turn Michael on to Mark Rober with the glitter, with the package, the bait packages with the glitter bombs in them. He totally gets the porch pirates. You can order them.
All right, so Michael, this is the beer that Michael bought 5 bottles of.
Yes,
right?
That's it.
I have not seen that one.
That's the exact one.
So it's
there are several. There are other varieties that just have 1 or 2 as well.
So that yours the same?
All 3.
The one you ordered is aged in bourbon, rum, and port barrels.
And port barrels.
Okay, so that's so Michael ordered 5 of these from the Sierra Nevada website. You said, right?
Yes. If you want, I can send it to you. Again, you end up paying a service charge to PayPal when you do it. You do it through a credit card, they process it, and then it's sent back to you. And then the final determination, they charge me $9. Maybe there's different depending on how much you buy. I don't know.
And you've never had this beer before, correct?
I have not.
But I have not either.
It's rated.
I have had it when I lived in Georgia. I had a bottle because it was one of those beers I remember distinctly because it clocks in at 13.9. So it was just
right under the cusp.
Right under the cutoff.
It made your limit.
And I don't remember specifically if it was the one that because they have a few different versions, but I don't remember. So I don't remember if it was the one that was aged in all 3 of those. I think maybe it was just a bourbon barrel age, but either way, I do remember it was 13.9%. And I remember that I really enjoyed it. It was probably the best Sierra Nevada beer I've had. I liked it better than the Norwal barrel aged.
Well, I think Norwal may be the base beer for that.
Right. So that makes sense because
the trip in the woods were particularly barley wines, I believe. Like the trip in the woods that I had, it was a barley wine, a barrel aged barley wine that I had.
That one, I think, John, was a stout. Let me look.
I think so. So the one that I had just pulled up is a stout. The one that I showed. They may
also have a barley wine too. It's possible.
They also have here. Let me show you. They have a lot of different. So they have.
That's kind of like their style. They get to play with. Their trip in the woods is kind of like their real.
So you can see they have this one here is a barrel aged beer de garde. This is a trip in the woods barrel aged vintage Bigfoot, which is a barley wine. So
I think that's what I had.
I
had a vintage. Yeah, it was
here's a maple Scotch version. So here you go. They have a ginger Bigfoot barrel age. There's a Norwal trip in the woods. So that's the one. The Norwal.
I'd take a stab at that.
So Michael's, and this is the one Michael has here, which is just stout aged in bourbon barrels, rum barrels, and port barrels. But as you can see, they have a lot of different versions of this.
Yeah,
look at this one. Here's a tequila barrel aged Ultra Fizz.
They're one of the older companies as far as craft beer goes now that are still private.
They're like the OGs, Sierra Nevada. Like, who's been out since before Sierra Nevada?
Well, you got Sierra
Besides
Nevada.
Over the Pond.
Sierra Nevada.
They're one of the oldest craft beer companies that are left that are
independently owned, I think.
Right.
Like, I don't even see on the shoots, I don't even see the independent logo anymore.
Yeah, the ones that are still independently owned as far as, I don't know. That's not a lot. Not a lot. All right. So.
This has lactose in it too, by the way. I didn't read that right off the rip.
Oh, Michael, you muted yourself, it looks like. You're still, There you go.
That didn't do it, did it? We'll figure out. Am I still muted?
No, you're okay.
No, you're good.
At the bottom.
Although you're starting.
Can you hear me or not?
Yeah.
There we go. It came back around.
Let's see.
Oh, he muted himself again. We can hear you.
Let's see.
We can hear you, Michael.
Okay, I'm back.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, John, when miscellaneous comes to Boston, are you going to have some kind of specialty thing with Eric and the rest of the group all getting together?
I'm not sure yet. We might meet up with Bumpy. We might Eric lives a little further away. Tanner lives in Rhode Island. Bumpy would be the easiest option because he's a 45-minute drive, and we hang out all the time. Bumpy and I do.
No, Tanner's going to be on vacation. I believe it or not, I got a hold of old Brandon, and that might be in the cards.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm open to anything.
I'm sending up a bottle of Utopia.
Oh yeah, we're gonna review a bottle of the Sam Adams Utopias while he's up there. That'll be interesting. Maybe we'll even go to Sam Adams and get another bottle of Utopia. I mean, we're only 45 minutes away from Sam Adams. I've never been to Sam Adams Brewery in Boston either. So.
They give you a free glass when you go there.
Yeah, maybe we should make a trip out there and check it out.
If you want to do an examination with the three of you together and include me, I have a Dogfish Head Sam Adams Utopia Stout in the 12-ounce bottle.
Oh, the worldwide stout Utopia.
The worldwide stout with Utopia barrels.
Nice.
Yeah,
I got a hold of that because Mr. Last Beer sent me some. We split a 4-pack of that,
and that's very. I have had one of them. It's very good. It's. I don't think
boozy.
It's not.
It's 17.3. I think
it's not quite the top end of the higher level bourbon counties, but Bourbon County doesn't get into those numbers either. So I mean, what's the highest bourbon county you could think of? 15,
15.2, or 15.4. We never got any of that high up here, but in Louisiana, I know Rontario reviewed one of the years ago. He got one of the 15.2.
One year it came out. There was 3 different cuts of it. Yeah. Like it was the same beer, but it had 3 different ABVs. It was weird.
There was a 14, a 14.7, and a 15.2 all in the same year. I think it was like 26 2016 maybe, or 2015.
How high was the barley wine, John, you brought back from Louisiana? Do you remember the
So
alcohol?
that one was 15.2.
Okay, so that's high.
But that's not a stout; it's a barley wine.
No, it's a barley wine, but that's still really up.
That's one of the highest bourbon counties you can get. I think I reviewed that years ago, but I got that down in New Orleans. I went
because I think one show, me and Michael had the same ABV beer, and when I sent you that vertical, yours was different.
Yours was still lower, but they were still over 14%.
Yeah,
the one we had was higher than those in the same year.
And it was
but they have different ones, I guess they make in the same.
Yeah, thing. There was one year too. Yeah, like in different states.
Old English does the same thing.
Yeah,
from the west to the east coast, the ABV varies dramatically.
Oh yeah, well in Canada,
we're going to go to malt liquor to that, but
Old English malt liquor much different than Bourbon County, but still.
But
Old English
ABV changes.
Yeah, Old English is 7% on the West Coast, and it's only 5.9 out here on the East Coast and the Southeast.
Miscellaneous. Have you had any burial stuff from North Carolina? It's in Western.
I've had a couple of beers from them. They do pop up on Tavour. I've heard good things about Burial. I've heard some, I wouldn't say bad things, more kind of like ho-hum. But I've heard.
And as far as Imperial Stouts go.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I want to get some. I'd like to buy some Anchorage, but it's so good.
I have a 15%.
The Alaska.
They want like $60 for a 350 mil. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I want it, but not that bad.
It's the same kind of thing you were saying about Prairie before. They treasure their stuff like it's top end, and it is very good, but is it excellent enough to pay those prices?
Well, and the Prairie Bomb,
that really hasn't changed in price though. They've kind of been like at that $11.99 range, and it always stays there. They could put out a 12%, and then they'll put out like a 14.9, and it's the same price. So
okay, but it's high to begin with, so I guess they average it out.
Like the Prairie Bomb Stout, that's like one of their big stouts. It's not even barrel aged, right? Isn't it just a straight 12% stout? It's not even a barrel aged stout.
I think the Christmas Bomb is the same way.
Yeah. I know they have one that has like chili peppers and stuff, and they may have a barrel aged version of it. But when I was living in Georgia, I remember I was like, I got to try it. I'll never see it again. And I picked up a 4-pack of the Prairie Bomb, which is the 12% or 14%. I don't remember. I think it was 12% stout, not barrel aged. 40 with tax. It was like $45 for the 4-pack.
I would have bought Dogfish Head instead.
I mean, I would
we get them yellow caps.
I haven't bought it again. I don't plan on. I could say that I tried it now, and it was good, but for a non-barrel aged beer like that,
they have their terms. And they back then they were gypsies. Now they've settled in. Like Prairie was gypsy back in the day.
Yeah.
They used to float around, and I think they're out of Oklahoma. I think now have a permanent residence.
Miscellaneous. We've been doing beer tasting at the Beach Club. John gets them. I send him a copy of the picture, and Imperial Stouts always win. In other words, it's rigged the way we do these, and it's unfortunate because if you have any other beer, they can't win. We just do it by average. We don't give them any advantage or disadvantage. But the barrel aged stouts always win, and there's always a few of them. And we had some interesting ones. This last one from Hidden Hand in the Chicago area, Quadra Noir, which was a bourbon barrel aged with Belgian style combined with it. So the Belgian style was quad, a Belgian style quad, and it was good because it's the quad part of it stopped it from being cloying. You know how a lot of these get really sweet and cloying? This one, by having that there, it calmed the thing completely down, and I think that's why it won. And then the second place was from Lithuania called Arpus, ARPUS, and that had peanut butter, almond, and it was a little bit lower in alcohol, but that was in the cloying variety. and it still did really well.
Josh has 2 Anchorage beers, $55 a piece.
That's on the low end. That's on the low
But that's
side.
insane.
But if
Like
you think
Josh
about
was in
miscellaneous,
Philly and he showed me pictures of it, and there's $108 bottles. Of Anchorage.
I know, but isn't 55 fairly insane if you think about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess whatever you can afford.
If I'm getting a 750, we can talk that.
I would pay,
but I'm not going to pay. I won't pay for a 350 mil for that. No way. They lost their mind. They lost the plot.
The only beer that I would consider paying $55 a bottle for would be like a rare Bourbon County Stout, like reserve series, because I know that it's going to be good. But to risk it on a beer or a brewery that I've never had, $55 plus about. Like,
well, you're paying for that gas to get that shit here over on the airplane too, all the way from Alaska.
Look what I just did with a $25 bottle. I mean, I had to dump out the rest. So, like, yeah,
but John, Anchorage has a good reputation, but it's not. It's not $100 reputation.
I've never had an Anchorage beer though. That's a big leap. That's a big leap for you. Never had any of their beer to just go out and buy a $55 bottle because other people like it. I mean, I don't know.
I think that would be something I would go in on somebody with. You know, if we were going to get a 750 and split it.
There's Josh. Look at that.
So
triple black barley wine.
It's 15, and the Blessed. So Suffer is the barley wine, and Blessed is a barrel aged stout. They're both over 15%. It sounds good, but I would need to try something from this brewery first before I just went out and bought a $55 bottle of beer. You know,
I mean, it'd be like $26.50 each. Like if 2 people threw down on that bottle, or say 3 people threw down on that bottle, that would be something I'd be more willing, like susceptible to getting into.
Yeah.
I would cop it initially, and then we'd meet up and cut a review.
Miscellaneous, have a question for you.
Right.
Is there any hope for Founders to come back, or you think they're dead in the water? I knew Miscellaneous felt that way.
It's unfortunate, man. They were really doing it, and they sold out. And like they brought the CBS back. I tried it. I was like, And the KBS was good initially. Like that first year, that Mackinac Fudge was blow your mind. Was out of this world good. They stepped into the game after it switched hands, and they were like, we're still gonna do it, and it's gonna be good. And then the regular KBS came out, and I was kind of like,
I'll say a brewery that has kind of stepped up and filled in the shoes that Founders used to wear. At least here in my area, we get a lot of the Boulevard beers from Kansas City, Missouri. And I bought a 4-pack or a 6-pack of the Wood Baron recently, which is just an oak-aged ale. I've had their barrel-aged quad, their Dark Truth Stout, some of their, the whiskey barrel stout.
The Dark Truth, you were trying to find a rye. You're like, I can't find a rye.
The rye
anywhere. I'm like, show me the thing. He's in the store and he's going for. I'm like, yep, that one right there. That's it. That will get you.
I would say, like Boulevard for me is kind of like what Founders used to be.
They're a grocery store beer, but they when they put out hitters, they do it and they do it right.
You talking about Boulevard? Yeah, Boulevard. Yeah.
Like during COVID, when I sent Bumpy that dude, they came out with an insane list that year, and they blew it out of the water. It was fantastic.
I have had a beer from Founders not that long ago that was decent. I can't remember what it was. They still kind of every now and then they put out something that's really good, but like their KBS, the CBS. I mean, they used to. I mean, if you're
still sitting on CBS, you need to drink it.
They used to sell you. I remember you couldn't find.
I had my last bomber 2 years ago, and it was falling.
I remember when KBS used to come out every year, and it would be sold out within a day. Like there were people like putting a reserve, like a hold on a bottle, and now everywhere you go, there's just cases and cases. Same thing with the Bourbon County. We have a hard time finding Bourbon County, but the difference between Bourbon County and the Founder stuff is Bourbon County, it can sit on the shelf for 10 years, and then you buy it at the same price, and you got a real gem
Well, they're allocating it. The Bourbon County definitely gets allocated in my area. You're going to the counter. I mean, you could show up in a car with 4 people and you all walk in at different times and get a boatload of it. But it's like you get, I can't remember what it was. It was like 2 bottles a person.
Unless
you buy the mix pack. Sometimes at Total, they'll have the mix pack. It'll be 3 regular Bourbon Counties and 3 variants. And it's like $79. It's like $80, which is cheaper than what you would buy.
That's not bad because
overall.
3 of the original, you figure $14 a pop, and the variants are $20+ a pop.
That's a good price. That's a good price.
That's a really good price.
But you got to get it, or they're gone. That's that Black Friday. You got to be there, or that shit's gone.
Miscellaneous. Can you get Schlafly of St. Louis ever? Do you see any of that?
I have not. I've seen the brewery. I've definitely seen people review it. I do not. Because it's weird where I live at. Like the county north of me and the county south, they have great beer distribution. My county, I'm in a distro hole. It's absolutely terrible.
They make some excellent stouts. I can't always get them. I've gotten them sometimes. And I remember a lot of times when my daughter was down in Delaware, she would go to a place in Maryland and bring me some of that back. It's not that easy to find, but they do make some really excellent stouts too.
Yeah.
And more obscure. They're not a big brewery. They're in St. Louis where Budweiser is, and they're a craft brewery there.
Yeah.
Anything else going on, John? You notice I still have for my 25.4 ounce bottle.
Now we'll go ahead and take this off air. We've been going about an hour 15, over an hour. So we'll close it out. I'm going to check in with the boys, Dio, Elbow, and Shane's Fudge. We all have 2018 bottles of Bourbon County, courtesy of Shane Fudge. He sent some out. So we talked about this the other day. We were talking about doing the examination tonight after this. I'm going to check in with them. So maybe there's another live stream coming up. I don't know at this point. We'll see, but I may be going live again with a 2018 Bourbon County in another half hour or so, but we'll see what happens. I got to check in with everybody. But Elbow wanted to do it tonight instead of last night, which is why we didn't go live last night. So anyway, all that being said, thank you to everybody in the chat. We had a great chat tonight. Lots of great comments, and had a wonderful panel with Michael Krumroff and Drew. Excellent beers for everybody's beer except mine was good. Mine was good. It was 80, but God help you if it starts to warm up. Definitely not worth $25 a bottle. Anyway,
why is Gabriel commenting about our time? Was he bored?
Oh, because we're just now at 100 and an hour and 18 minutes. I said over an hour. So yes, Gabriel.
Thank you, Gabriel, for correcting.
At an hour and 18 minutes. So we're going to close it out there. Thank you, everybody, for joining and for being in the chat. We'll see you all in the next one, whenever that may be. Until then, cheers, everybody. Have a great night.
Always
great
fun.
rest of your week.
I got some more. I can show you what's left in here.